All right, so I'm really moving closer and closer to making Jahmyr Gibbs a guy that's going to be on all my teams this season. This is the Fantasy Sports Boss with another video for you. So Jahmyr Gibbs, listen, right off the bat, even before he was drafted, I was watching him last season with Alabama, and I kept saying to myself, this guy is going to be a PPR stud. Not only is he an explosive runner, but he catches the football effortlessly. Major weapon out of the backfield, but he came out the same year as Bijan Robinson, who's the greatest running back prospects in Saquon Barkley. But Jahmyr Gibbs, in my opinion, was really not as far below him as some might think. And that's why, it's understandable, even though it didn't seem to make sense at the time, that the Lions went up and drafted him. But now, obviously, they traded DeAndre Swift, and his 70 targets are up for grabs last season. And reports out of minicamp in Detroit is that Gibbs is being worked all over the field, in the slot, out wide, taking handoffs. So he's going to be a gadget player all over the field. And, the coaching staff, Dan Campbell's coaching staff, didn't really trust DeAndre Swift. But the fact that they made the call to invest in Gibbs tells you all you need to know about how much they will plan to use him this season. Some people did have questions, though, because they signed David Montgomery to a sizable contract. And Montgomery, while he has his shortcomings as a non-explosive runner, he can move the pile in tight. He can score around the goal line. He also is a decent receiver. But on the surface, this looks like a classic 60-40 split in favor of Gibbs, where Montgomery will get the goal line touches. So in standard leagues, Jahmyr Gibbs is probably going to be like a low-end running back too, but in PPR leagues where Gibbs could catch 60 passes, and that's a high number for a running back, but I don't think there's any question he's going to be in line to catch that many passes, maybe even more. It would not shock me if he caught 70 passes for a number of reasons, which I'm going to get into, but that puts Gibbs in potential. Right now, at high-end running back 2 in PPR, he could be a firm running back 1 in PPR if David Montgomery gets injured again. And Montgomery's been dinged up for stretches the last 2 seasons. So, listen, if Montgomery were to suffer a multi-game absence, Jahmyr Gibbs, who could be a true league-winning back. And here's the best part. Right now, at this very moment, he is the 39th player off the board, the running back 13, just ahead of Travis Etienne, who I also really like. And that's in that zone where I said, Ramondre Stevenson, Breece Hall are at the front of that pack for me, but then it's Miles Sanders, Travis Etienne. I'm now adding Jahmyr Gibbs. That second tier up to second and third tier running back is where I'm going to be taking my backs this season. When I stock up on tight end and if it's Kelsey and wide receivers in the first 2 rounds. If I could get Jahmyr Gibbs in the 3rd round, or even in the 4th, as the 39th player overall, he's going in the 4th round now. That's a home run for me. So it's looking more and more like for somebody who already... And here's the thing, I didn't even mention this. The Lions, they're not going to have Jameson Williams the first 6 games. Okay, they traded TJ Hockenson. There's a lot of targets up for grabs. It's really Amon-Ra St. Brown. So when defenses roll to St. Brown's side of the field, there's going to be opportunities for Gibbs in the receiving game alone. And whatever he does running the ball will be a bonus. So, again, there's a lot to like here. The upside is through the roof if something happens to Montgomery. I'm all in on Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm moving him up liberally on my list. You should do the same. Hit that subscribe, hit the notification button. More preview profiles on the way. A live stream again this week. And also make sure you pick up my fantasy football draft guide available on the channel homepage, where you can I can send you a PDF format, or you can go to Amazon and pick up the book form copy. All right, everybody, we'll talk soon.